Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Is your boy the Aspiration again? I bring you greeting this afternoon. I have another one today. I have another interesting topic that I want to talk about. I just hope you listen and see reasons to whatever thing I'll be talking about today. You know, I'm a deep thinker, and whenever I think about something, I just put it down and just, after analyzing, and I just want to put it down. And I feel that there are people out there who will actually see reasons with me, or are like-minded people who thinks like me, or yeah. That's why sometimes I put this video and I just want to share it often and often again, because of the things that are happening in our environment, the things that are happening in our society today, the things that are happening in our world today. I said something. I said the world has become so evil and wicked that evil is celebrated. Evil is celebrated in our world. Evil is celebrating in our world every day, every day, every day. Negative things are being celebrated. Evil and the worldly things are become legal every day. Evil and wicked things, worldly things, they are become legal. They are legalizing evil. Everything the Bible spoke about, everything that the Bible spoke about are the things that the government are legalizing. And when you talk about it, it becomes a crime. When you sound this thing out, it becomes a crime, and you can even be jailed for it. When you speak against the things that is being celebrated in our society, in our environment, in the world today, it becomes a crime that you can be jailed for it. Telling one to desist from a particular thing has become a state of you judging them. When you see the attitude of people, when you see the characters of people, when you see the things people are doing that are wrong, it becomes a state of you judging them. They assume that you are judging them. They tell you, why are you judging me? Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? That is the usual word we hear from people. Things to justify. That word, it's something they use to justify their negativity. It's something they use to justify their evil doings. It's something they use to justify their wrongdoing. When you tell them this thing is wrong, what you are doing, when you scold people from their negative attitude, from their negative doing, they ask you, why are you judging me? Seems like condemning a thing seems like when you condemn a thing, they take it wrongly these days. When you condemn a thing, when you tell people that what you are doing is wrong, they take it wrongly these days. You can't scold people anymore for wrong act. We no longer have the infantry to tell people that this and that you're doing, it's not right. Can you amend your ways? Can you do it this way? Can you do it that way? They will always tell you that you are condemning them. So the question is, how do we then speak to people? How do we then talk to people? Even when a pastor is preaching, there are people who seated in the congregation and saying, this pastor is judging me, this pastor is condemning me. You know what? You are not judging anybody, you are not condemning anybody. What they are feeling is guilt. What they are feeling is guilt. So the only way for them to speak out is by them trying to discourage you or run you down from what you are telling them, and they use the word that you are condemning them or you are judging them. No, you are not. You are not. We are tired of hearing people saying you are judging them when you try to tell them to do things the right way. You can't even tell anyone anymore that what they are doing is wrong. Otherwise, you will be told or asked, why are you judging me? The question is, how do we correct these errors? How do we correct these errors in our societies? How do we correct this error in our environment? Because why? It is spreading like a wildfire. It is spreading. How do we correct this whole thing in our society? Do we then allow things to be the way they are? Do we then allow things to be the way they are? Is that what we want? Is that the society that we want to live in? Is that the society we want our children to grow in? Is that the environment we want to live in? Is that the society we want our children to grow up? Is that the world that we want our children to grow up and meet? We can manage to survive it. Like I always say, we can manage to survive all the ordeals. We can manage to survive all the going on in the society. But do we think our children can survive it? Do we think our children can survive it? Even at this stage where we are still suffering, we are still crying, we are still lamenting. Have we ever thought, what about in the generation to come, our children's generation? Will they survive all of this thing? Will they survive all of this mess going on in our environment, in our society, in our world? Do we think the environment will be safe enough for our children to dwell? Do we think our children can stand their generation? The rate of which evil is being legalized in our world today, it's something else. It's something else. It's something else. The rate evil, wickedness, atrocity is being legalized in our world today is 90% more to compare with the rate things are being legalized, which are the positive things which are being legalized, which I suppose is 10%. When you compare the rate of which the negativity is being legalized and the rate which the good things or the positive things that we impart in our generation positively is being legalized, you can see the difference. You can see the difference. Trust me, you can see the difference. You can see the difference. That the world we live today is not helping. It's not helping. Africa is going down day and day, day and day and day and day. Africa is going down. I will always tell people, trust me, whether you get it wrong or not, I doubt African can change. Because why? Of the wicked people governing our society, the wicked people governing the Africa, the wicked people holding positions. You know, I always say this. When I think I've said this in one of my video before. The world was created spiritually by God. Everything in the earth today, everything in this world today was created by God, and everything was created spiritually. Do we think a carnal-minded person can govern something that is created spiritually? They don't walk in line. They don't walk in line. They don't walk in line. It's like light and darkness meeting. Light and darkness meeting. Because why? They don't understand the spiritual thing. The government, the people that are holding our government positions, they are not spiritually inclined. They have no spirituality in them. They don't even have the infantry to even go to God and say, God, this is a place. I'm governing this. I'm governing this domain. I'm governing this state. I'm governing this territory. Give me wisdom to do it like the way Solomon did it in his days. They don't relate to God. So how do we ever think that things can get better? Because as far as I'm concerned, the only person who can give you the ability to rule well or rule in wisdom and understanding, it is God. But when you are not close to that God, how do you think things can better? I will say it again, this world is created spiritually, and people that must rule in it, they must operate spiritually, so that the God that created the earth will give them guideline. Guide them spiritually how to guide what he created. So if we are waiting for it to get better someday, I don't know how that is going to happen. Because why? You can impeach a government ruling today and you put another one. If that person is not governed by God, nothing changes. Nothing changes. They said the spiritual controls the physical. And when the physical is trying to control the spiritual, it can never work. Because as far as I'm concerned, spiritual must control the physical. But what we have in our environment today, the physical are trying to control the spiritual, which it can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. The wickedness in the heart of men today, oh God, nothing good is allowed to stand in our society. The moment something good springs up, people will talk about it. The moment something good springs up, people will talk about it till it dies off. Till it dies off. We no more applaud good things. Nobody claps their hands at good thing. The only thing we celebrate today in our society, it's negativity. It's negativity. It's negativity. Social media celebrates iniquity than decency. Social media celebrates iniquity than decency. Hear me and hear me out. If I am here today talking about sex, talking about immoral things, when I post my video, you will see view. People will share it. People want to hear about it. But as long as whatever thing I'm saying is decent, they won't even play the video more than a minute. The moment they've heard what I'm saying, they will tune to something else that will edify their soul. That will edify their soul. You know, I was listening to a man of God. He was talking about entertainment. He said the word entertainment is never a good thing. It's never a good thing, because the word entertainment, I think he said something, is it Greek or Roman, or he explained something like that. He said that word entertainment is the word enter. Is the word enter. When you sit in a place that is not godly, the moment you sit there, you enter. It enters into you. It enters into you. And when it enters into you, it stays there. That period of time that you are there enjoying that thing, those things are imputed inside you, becomes a seed inside you. And those things, the moment you keep repeating and repeating that, it takes away the God in you and replace it with something negativity, that you will no longer have interest in something positive. You will no longer have the interest of God in your mind. Everything that you would want to watch, everything that you want to see happening in your life are things that are not adding in your life, things that are soaking deeply into your mind. That is what we celebrate in our society today. That is what we celebrate in our society today. That is what we celebrate in our society today. Is that the kind of world we want to live in, where only negativity is being celebrated? The devil is populating the world. The devil is populating the world in a fast rate. The devil is populating the world in a fast rate. The devil wants to be sure that he wins a lot of people to himself before the coming of Christ. He wants to win a lot of souls to himself. He wants the plan of the devil is to see that one day God will regret. And he's busy doing that. He's fulfilling his mission. He's fulfilling the mission. Like I said, the only thing that people celebrate is things that are not godly in our society. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. All of this is done for personal gain. Whatever the government are doing today, they know that what people want. They know that what people want is the things that are not godly. So they will tend to legalize it, to embrace people to them. And why are they doing all of this? For personal gain, power, influence. They do all of this for power. They do all of this for influence, not considering the harm it does to the common people. Not considering the harm it does to the common people out there. Not considering the damage it will cause to our children. We are asked to caution our children on social media while they are in school. They are being exposed to teachings that you as a parent, you might not even teach them. They teach them how to use gadgets in a higher level, computers in a higher level. And when they learn all of this, they are exposed to see things that they are not supposed to see. When they are exposed to those gadgets, to those computers, to those phones and all of that, they are being taught all of this in a wider range. And they learnt it. And you know the funny thing, these days, children listen to their teachers more than they listen to parents. I remember my son coming back from school one day. I was giving him food, a particular food. He said, no, this food is not healthy. My teacher said it's not healthy. So what is healthy? What is healthy? Do they know if that is the capability of the parents? Do they know if the parents cannot afford what they are telling them to eat at home? Yeah, it's good. Eating healthily, it's good. But what about those who can't afford it? What about those who can't afford it? What about those who can't afford it? How do we correct these errors? How do we correct these errors? Can it ever be corrected? Is it possible to be corrected? Do we say, let's just let things be? Do we say, let's just let things be? If we let things be, what will become of our society in the next generation? What will become of our children? The image of God is gradually being removed and replaced with the issue of lives. The image of God is gradually being removed. Things are getting expensive. The rate which things are going higher and higher and higher, and the way the way it's going, it's actually depressing people. It's actually stressing people. Activities of life, hardship, religion have taken over places. The happenings in social medias have taken the heart of people. All of this is shifting the heart of people out from God. Government chaos. In the whole world today, there is war, there is fighting, etc. But guess what? God still rules. God still rules. No matter what they are doing in the earth today, God still rules. God still rules. No matter what we humans tend to do, there is always an end to everything. There is always an end to everything, and that end is coming real soon. It's coming real soon. Thanks for watching this video. Please, if you know I've made sense to you, share the video. Anytime I post the video, share the video. Spread the word. Spread the word. Remain blessed. God bless you.